Hello and welcome to today's video. I'm starting this one off for a little walk in the park. We think Rolly's had a bit of cabin fever. He needs a bit more stimulation. So we've come out for a walk, we put some heating pads in for him, just to give him something else to smell and think about. He's quite happy, cuddled up in there, nice and cosy. We might go to a cafe, or we might just have a quick walk and get back home. I'll come with us for whatever I get up to. It's so lovely to get out on the nice days. I nearly didn't come out, but Andy was like, come on, it's sunny and frosty, there's no excuse. And actually really lovely getting out, and I'm warmer than I would have been sitting in the house. And you just get your head full of things. So in many ways it's a good opportunity to see life. And as an illustrator or an artist, having experiences, even if you're not taking your sketchbook out and drawing actively when you're out there, by filling your brain with things, you're adding to your bank of reserves of stuff that you can draw from, experiences that will help your drawing and your art in the future. So there you go. It's also beneficial to that too. I'm back in and I'm showered and I'm ready to do 40 minutes, a tiny little session on some illustration work. And it's not the book. If you've been watching me before, you'll know that I've got an idea for a self-published kids book that I'm very close to doing. It's been kind of on my mental to-do list for ages. And I really need that to get out of the way so I can move past it. It's not that at the moment. I've got that penciled in for after the weekend, and it is actually, I'm checking my 100 rejections list, tick list, it's my World Illustration Awards entry. The World Illustration Awards is hosted by the AOI. I'm not sponsored, but I have recently joined the AOI, and if you don't know, the AOI is the Association of Illustrators. I feel like now I'm in a position that I can fully take advantage of the AOI, because they offer loads of help and advice for contracts and stuff. But also the AOI is hosting, is the host, the creator of the World Illustration Awards, which means that as a member I also get a discount. I've never entered the World Illustration Awards before, but after putting a few years work and groundwork and legwork into sketching, finding my style, really kind of getting used to seeing my own handwriting version of my drawing, which is my style, and kind of not shying away from anything that might be seen as messy or not quite what I thought my style would be. I feel like I've finally kind of come full circle through accepting all of that into actually being in a place where my illustrations are mwah for me, if that makes sense. I'm in a place where I'm not looking at things and critiquing them and going, oh, well, that could be better. I'm looking at things and going, oh, that's pretty smart. I'm chuffed with that, which is a really nice and unique place to be in. If you do any creative work at all, you probably have dealt with the downward spiral of assessing your own work and comparing it to other people's, and it can be quite an emotional kind of journey. But I'm feeling like, don't get me wrong, I do have negative days as well, where I pick up a pencil and I can't seem to draw anything, let alone anything bad. I just can't seem to get anything on the page. But those days are getting fewer and further between, and when they do happen, I'm I'm now in that place because I've done so much sketching the last 2 or 3 years. I've been really kind of focusing on just making messy sketches in my sketchbook and not caring if they turn out well. I've done all that groundwork, so when they do happen, those days, I don't let them start that downward spiral of self-hate and comparing and associating the outcome with my self-worth, because that's not helpful at all. So anyway, basically I'm saying that I feel like I'm in the place now to finally take advantage of the World Illustration Awards, and it's helpful that I got a discount because it is quite pricey. I went for the multiple entry. If you've looked into the World Illustration Awards, you can have a single entry, which is a bit cheaper, or a multiple entry, which allows you to have several photographs for your entry. It doesn't allow you to enter into several categories. You pick a category and you can have several photos, I think up to 5 for your entry. And because I'm entering the children's publishing category, I chose the multiple one because then I've chosen one of my book ideas. I can work on that, and I think I can showcase it better with a few. But with my AOI membership, and also I took advantage of their early bird discount, I got it for about £37, which is a lot. I know it's a lot of money, but it was going to be like 50 something. The good thing about the World Illustration Awards is that you can pay for your entry and you can still work on it up until the closing date. And that's really the only reason I joined, because it was basically deadline night for the early bird discount. The early bird discount was going to expire at midnight, and I got an email, and I looked at my emails at like 9 o'clock at night, and one of them was from the AOI telling me that, you know, the deadline's coming up for your early bird discount. And I wasn't going to do it because I wasn't in a place to do work to do a whole entry in 3 hours. But when I read that I could pay for it now and then work on it until the deadline, that was a key for me. It was the key to accepting that, and I don't think I would have been entering it if it weren't for that. Because now I feel like I'm in a good position. I often work better, even in my sketchbooks and everywhere. I work better when I've got a time limit. So in my sketchbooks, these will be timed sketches, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes. But also in finished work, if I can noodle on something forever, as the book that I'm working on, actually, the self-published book idea that I've got, I've had that in my head since probably before 2020. It's 2025 now. Because I've had no deadline, and I've had other things going on as well. I've been developing my style. I've been putting a lot of effort into anyway, you don't need to know that. Lots of other things, but mostly that there's no actual forced deadline to that. So it's just dragged on and on and on and on and on. And now I just want to get it done. But the fact that this World Illustration Awards, I've got a deadline, I've got a month, just around about a month to work on it. I feel like the illustrations that I'm making are better because I'm not noodling the life out of it. I've put some time on my wall planner. I'm spending like 40 minutes per day just playing with pages. I'll probably do 1 page per 40 minutes because, and don't judge yourself against how I'm doing it. I'm using a book that I've already thumbnailed, and I've already kind of detail thumbnailed a few pages. So it's not like I'm starting from scratch. When I'm saying 40 minutes, I've got the bones and some of the muscles of that finished piece. I just need to put the flesh on the bones. So it's a good project that I'm using because of that. I can take advantage of the fact that a lot of the groundwork's been done previously and it's taken a little bit less time. But the fact that there's a deadline is really nice because it means I'm not overworking it. I can't noodle on 1 page for 3 weeks. There is a slight urgency to getting it done. And also I don't want to be doing it all the time because I've got this other project that I want to do. And I want my book project, which I want to do, I want that mainly finished by January. Even if I don't start the Kickstarter in January, I just want all the pages done. And even if they're not all formatted on the computer, I just want the illustrations done. So I've got other things to do and fit into my timetable. So because I can't spend all day, every day on this competition, this one competition, I'm getting better work out of it. And I'm really pleased with the pages that I've done now for this. I'm not going to reveal those yet. I'll wait till after the deadline, or after the judging, I suppose. And then I'll put it out and about. You can see what I've been doing. But any work that I do, even if I don't win this, it'll go towards my portfolio. It'll go towards having more finished work that I can approach agents with, publishers with. And I think it just showcases my work better. To have some more finished illustrations of ideas. Thumbnails are great, but I do think having a few pages of more finished work, even if it's not completely there yet, working that through on a few pages I think it will showcase my work better for people who I want to approach in the future. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. Before my tea gets cold, I'm going to turn my iPad on and just put a timer on and work 40 minutes. I don't want to be spending all night doing it, but something is better than nothing. And I think today's walk has really helped that as well. I think if I didn't go for a walk today, I would probably have spent more time than I needed to worrying about it. So that's another benefit of going out and having experiences like going on the walk. Like I was saying when I was on the walk, even if you don't sketch and paint and stuff outside, going out and seeing life, experiencing things, seeing people walking their dogs in the snow, seeing kids sledging and throwing snowballs and stuff, even if you're not drawing it, the fact that you're seeing it is giving you more kind of resources that you can work on. So it's as important as sitting at your desk beating yourself up about working to a deadline. So just bear that in mind, guys. And with that, I'm going to leave this video here. I hope you've enjoyed it, and hopefully I will catch you in the next one. So until then, bye.